What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Got some major news for you guys here regarding SNAP and food stamp for tens of millions of Americans needing to reapply according to the Trump administration. I'll give you the details here on that here. Also, now that the government is reopened. Also, tens of thousands of Epstein emails and data have now been released by Congress. So I'm going to give you guys all the details of that here in this video and more. So let's jump right in and I'll catch you up to date here. We are live right now here on the YouTube It's Jimmy's Show. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Type yes in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. You can let me know your city, state, or even your country, as we have people tuning in here from all around the globe. Don't forget to hit that like button for me here. And if you haven't yet, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future videos. I will keep you up to date. Take a look here. Okay, the Trump administration is going to require tens of millions of low-income seniors and veterans to reapply for SNAP benefits and food stamp benefits now after the government is back open, in an effort to recertify their information and to cut down on fraud, says USDA Chief Brooke Rollins. Take a listen here.
Let's talk about SNAP benefits. Of course, the government shutdown is over, but questions surrounding SNAP benefits are still persisting. The Trump administration is saying that it will require millions of low-income people to reapply for food stamps as part of an effort to crack down on fraud. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins telling Newsmax that she plans to have everyone reapply for their benefits, but for now it's unclear when or how people would need to reapply. Grace Yarrow standing by. She is a food and agriculture policy reporter for Politico, and she's the author of Politico Pro's daily morning agriculture newsletter. I think my main question here is, what kind of fraud are they talking about?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. So it's not 100% clear exactly what the secretary is planning to do yet. We haven't heard back from USDA when we sent them an email to request more details, because SNAP participants are already required to recertify their application information every 6 to 12 months. And they're also required to update work history, income, et cetera, to make sure that they're still qualifying for SNAP along the way, or they'll get kicked off the program. So a lot of the fraud that Republicans, including Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins, are talking about is cracking down on folks receiving SNAP who aren't working, or what Secretary Rollins has said is she wants to make sure, and the president said earlier this week, is that the administration wants to make sure that the folks who are receiving SNAP benefits are those who truly need it, in their words. So Republicans have already sought to crack down on error payments, which are just miscalculations from SNAP administrators, et cetera. So we have to stay tuned and figure out exactly what the department is planning on this.
Yeah, Secretary Rollins this week said that 186,000 deceased men and women and children are receiving a check. They say that's coming through SNAP, and they are citing data from 29 states that complied with the USDA's request for information. Grace, did the shutdown shine a light in some way on how much money this program actually costs?
Absolutely. We saw a lot of talk among even the president himself on Fox News earlier this week, talking about how bloated this program has become in Republicans' point of view. I think it's made its way onto the Hill. We've talked to several senators who said they were getting especially a ton of outreach about SNAP. And it was a big conversation on social media, which, of course, in this administration is really important to the president and to Secretary Rollins. We've seen a lot of conservative commentators come out and talk about reforming the program, restricting what SNAP participants can buy, ensuring that the folks who are receiving money truly need it. Of course, USDA has spent decades trying to crack down on how much they're spending and restrict it to just those who truly need help. But I think it's really come across as a renewed call for some reform to the program.
So Secretary Rollins is teasing an eventual announcement to basically overhaul the SNAP program in the coming weeks. Do we know how the administration is preparing for this overhaul? If you could expand on that, what are they researching?
Yeah, absolutely. It's still a little bit unclear if this reapplication for benefits is something that the secretary is looking at in terms of her overhaul. Republicans already passed a $186 billion cut to SNAP in their reconciliation package earlier this year. So a lot of the GOP priorities that we've seen come up in agriculture policy discussions in the last few years have already really been passed through that reconciliation process. That includes restricting work requirements, making sure that, just cracking down on folks who have children, changing the age of what they describe as a child to make more people subject to work requirements. So a lot of folks will already get kicked off of the program at that point. So it's not 100% clear yet exactly what else the administration has planned. The reapplication piece could be a key part of that, or some other, new paperwork requirement for folks. What has come across to me in my conversations with Republicans is that their top priority is to make sure that undocumented people and only American citizens are receiving SNAP, which is the current law. But they also want to, address that as well.
So as far as you know, is any immediate action necessary for any reason for those that are receiving SNAP benefits now?
Yeah, I would advise SNAP participants to make sure that your qualification information is up to date, even though folks weren't receiving benefits for a couple of weeks or only receiving partial benefits. You're still required to make sure that your information is up to date, especially because some of those new work requirements kicked in on November 1st. So once state administrators get over this obstacle of trying to re-implement full benefits now that the government is open, they're going to be looking to make sure that they're implementing the GOP's SNAP plan appropriately. So I would just advise folks to check on that, make sure they understand the new rules, and you can find that on the USDA's website.
So as you can see, some significant changes going on here with SNAP. I will keep you up to date. If you haven't yet, subscribe down below and click the bell icon to get notifications. Share this video with anybody that needs to get this information. I'll keep you up to date here. As you heard, Republicans have already cut $186 billion to the SNAP program through the big, beautiful bill, reconciliation bill. We do have news that there is at least one more reconciliation bill, possibly two, in the works through the reconciliation process, which is basically the Republicans can pass bills completely on their own through the House, the Senate, and the presidency because they have the majority in all three. And President Donald Trump has promised the tariff rebate checks, which could be up to $2,000 per person, could be passed through that process. So I will keep you up to date on that as well. Now we have some big news here about thousands of pages of newly released material revealed about Jeffrey Epstein that is making buzz here, and that actually mentioned President Donald Trump and others as well. And Republicans on the House Oversight Committee released it this week. Released a set of more than 20,000 documents that include emails from Epstein frequently expressing his displeasure with Trump and his presidency, financial market reports, and court documents from the Epstein cases. Also in September, House Democrats released more than 200 pages of a birthday book from Epstein, created more than 2 decades ago, that includes a lewd drawing and letter that appears to be signed by President Donald Trump. President Donald Trump calls his signature on that drawing fake, or the signature on that drawing which says Trump, fake. Now, Trump has instructed the Justice Department to investigate Democrats that have been mentioned in these Epstein files' newest releases, but only Democrats that have been mentioned in the files, not President Donald Trump, who was mentioned, or any Republicans that were mentioned either. Quote, when a trove of Jeffrey Epstein emails were made public this week, Donald J. Trump's name was all over them. But on Friday, when Mr. Trump demanded the Justice Department investigate a list of powerful men mentioned in the emails, his own name was nowhere to be seen. He only singled out Democrats. Equally remarkable was how quickly Attorney General Pam Bondi acquiesced to his demand, even though 4 months ago the Justice Department formally declared that nothing in the Epstein files warranted further investigation. You guys can let me know your thoughts on this and if we will actually ever discover the truth pertaining to all the victims that have actually, had, encounters with everything that has happened with Epstein, the island, and all the women that have actually come out in regards to everything that has happened there. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments section. Also, this is very important for those on Medicare or for those who have loved ones that want to be, pay attention. The annual open enrollment period goes from October 15th only until December 7th. If you have Medicare, this is the time to choose your new 2026 plan that works best for you. There has been a lot of Medicare changes recently, and most Medicare plans change, and many just go away entirely. Luckily, my trusted partner, Chapter Medicare, makes comparing every Medicare and Medicare Advantage option easy. They're honest, unbiased, and can review your plan and get you the best one in under 20 minutes. If you're on the right plan for your needs, they'll tell you, and if you're not, they'll help you switch. And by doing this, they've saved people on average around $1,100, which is amazing. They've helped hundreds of people from my community find better plans, and they can help you too. So call this phone number on the screen, 833-700-1320, or click the pinned comment down below in the comment section to connect with Chapter and find the plan that's best for you. Click here to see the major bill that Trump just signed, including $10,000 bonus checks. Thanks for watching, guys.